Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into the top 10 fun facts about famous historical figures. We're talking about history's greatest hits, but instead of the usual epic battles and dramatic pronouncements, we're going for the B-sides, the deep cuts, the stuff they don't always put in the textbooks. Get ready to impress your friends and win every trivia night from here on out. Okay, let's kick things off with everyone's favorite theoretical physicist, Albert Einstein. You know, the guy with the wild hair and the brilliant mind. We all know E = mc2, right? The equation that changed the world and our understanding of energy and mass. For more fascinating stories like this, make sure to subscribe to Fucked Fusion. But did you know that in 1952, Einstein was actually offered the presidency of Israel? Yes, the very same Einstein. That's right, Einstein. The man who probably couldn't tell you what he had for breakfast that morning could have been a head of state. Imagine that. He politely declined the offer, saying he was all about the physics. His passion for science was just too strong. Politics? People skills? Not his forte. He knew his strengths and weaknesses well. Imagine Einstein trying to negotiate a peace treaty or balance a national budget. It would have been quite a sight. It's probably for the best that he stuck to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. After all, that's where he truly excelled. Next up, we're traveling back in time to ancient Egypt, where we meet the legendary Cleopatra. She's been immortalized as the epitome of Egyptian royalty, but here's the twist. Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian. She was of Macedonian Greek descent, a descendant of Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander the Great's generals. Cleopatra was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, a dynasty founded after Alexander the Great's death. It's a reminder that history is rarely black and white, and identity is complex. Now, let's talk about Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who's probably best known for conquering most of Europe and being, well, not very tall. But here's the thing. Napoleon's lack of height, totally exaggerated. The myth that Napoleon was short stems from a measuring mishap. In British measurements, he was actually closer to 5'7", which was about average height for a man in the early 1800s. Propaganda played a role, with his enemies using his height to mock him. Napoleon was a brilliant military strategist, a charismatic leader, and, most importantly, average height. Shakespeare, wordsmith extraordinaire. Let's be honest, who among us hasn't cursed the name of William Shakespeare at some point during our academic careers? But here's the thing, even if you're not a fan of iambic pentameter, you've got to hand it to the bard. Shakespeare is credited with inventing over 1,700 words that we still use today. Words like bedroom, gossip, swagger, and even eyeball, all thanks to Shakespeare. He didn't just write plays, he expanded the very way we communicate. He's like the linguistic gift that keeps on giving, even centuries later. Leonardo da Vinci, the OG multitasker. Okay, let's talk about Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance man. Painter, sculptor, inventor, scientist, engineer. The list goes on and on. But here's a fun fact. Leonardo da Vinci could write with one hand and draw with the other at the same time. That's right, simultaneous writing and drawing. Talk about multitasking on a whole other level. Da Vinci was operating on a different plane of existence. He wasn't just a genius, he was practically superhuman. Marie Curie, double Nobel Prize winner. Let's be real, the world of science has historically been a bit of a boys' club. But Marie Curie? She shattered glass ceilings and made groundbreaking discoveries in physics and chemistry. Marie Curie is the only person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. Her research on radioactivity revolutionized our understanding of the atom and paved the way for countless advancements. She proved that brilliance knows no gender, inspiring generations of scientists. All right, let's take a break from all this scientific and artistic brilliance for a moment and talk about something truly relatable: dogs. Specifically, George Washington's dogs. Because yes, even the first president of the United States had a soft spot for furry companions. Washington was particularly fond of hound dogs and was even known to breed them. He had a whole pack of canine companions, with names like Sweet Lips, Searcher, and Drunkard. It's a good reminder that behind every historical icon, there's a human being with passions and quirks. Maybe even a soft spot for a slobbery dog kiss. Joan of Arc. Teenage warrior queen. Born into a peasant family in 15th century France, Joan claimed to have visions from God, instructing her to lead the French army to victory against the English. Joan of Arc was only 17 when she led the French army to victory at the Siege of Orléans. She was captured by the English, put on trial for heresy, and burned at the stake at 19. Despite her tragic end, Joan of Arc's legacy has endured for centuries. She's a symbol of French national pride and a testament to the power of faith. Genghis Khan. Empire builder. Religious tolerance advocate? Let's be real. When you hear the name Genghis Khan, religious tolerance isn't exactly the first thing that springs to mind. Most people think of his brutal conquests and the fear he instilled across continents. He's known for conquering most of Asia, leading one of the largest land empires in history. His military strategies and sheer force reshaped the world map. But while Genghis Khan was a ruthless conqueror, he was also surprisingly progressive for his time, particularly when it came to religion. His policies were ahead of their time. He promoted religious freedom within his vast domain, granting tax exemptions to religious institutions and forbidding persecution based on beliefs. This was a radical approach in an era marked by religious conflicts. His approach to religious tolerance was surprisingly forward-thinking and played a significant role in maintaining stability within his empire. By allowing diverse religious practices, he ensured loyalty and cooperation from various cultural groups. Winston Churchill. More than just a politician. Known for his rousing speeches and unwavering resolve, Churchill is considered one of the most important leaders of the 20th century. His leadership during World War II was nothing short of legendary, inspiring millions with his words and actions. But here's a side of Churchill you might not know about. He was also a pretty talented artist. In fact, painting was one of his favorite pastimes, a way to escape the pressures of political life. Churchill painted over 500 works of art throughout his life, exhibiting his work under the pseudonym Charles Morin. His paintings often depicted serene landscapes and tranquil scenes, a stark contrast to his tumultuous career. It's a good reminder that even the most serious figures have hidden depths and passions. These hobbies can provide a much-needed balance and perspective. Maybe we too can discover a hidden talent for painting. It's never too late to pick up a brush and start creating. Even if we haven't quite found the time between, work and life and everything else, it's important to make space for our passions. That's it for our whirlwind tour of historical fun facts. I hope you enjoyed learning some surprising and entertaining tidbits about these famous figures. Remember, history isn't just dates and battles. It's about people with quirks, passions, and maybe even a love for hound dogs. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep it historical. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating journeys into the past.